Today's Tuesday, it's the 17th of September, it's 2024, and I've come down to Ciudad Jardin, and you can see I'm on my own. Anita's gone off shopping with Yvonne, as she does now and again, and so I'm left to my own devices. It's a very breezy day, it's a bit windy, but it's a nice place for a walk, and hopefully the wind won't disturb too much. As you can see, there's a beautiful sandy beach here, and it's quite early in the morning, I suppose. It's only just 10:15, and that's Palma right in front of us, and well, I've got a good view of Geneva where we live. A lovely sandy beach with not too many people on it, and it's a great place for plane spotting as well, because it's just there's the approach over the Mediterranean to land in Palma Airport. But in recent years, this area has become particularly well known for the camper vans, and you can see there's a whole bunch parked there. And what a perfect spot for them. I'm sure they're really happy to be parked there. And then you just look down the street and there's even more. So some have got the prime position and some have got the position further up, and has caused a little bit of controversy over the years, and the residents here, some of them not too happy the fact that you've got these people who are just setting up a camp and can stay here for quite a while. There are rules, there are regulations against it, and I'm just not sure how much that's enforced. It's certainly not been spoken about in the news recently, but was at the beginning of the summer. And in some parts of the island, on the north coast, Camp Bickerford, they've actually taken quite severe action, saying that vehicles beyond a certain length are just not allowed to park in the town anymore. But they have actually provided somewhere for them to go, so it's a bit of swings and roundabouts. But Anita's gone off, and she'll be in Palma today, catching up with Yvonne. She's not seen her for quite a while. It gives me an opportunity to come and have a walk somewhere differently. And this is perhaps not so much on the regular tourist areas. It's got the beach beds, it's got the parasols and all of that sort of thing, and it's got an amazing promenade which just goes on and on and on and just leads on into the Playa de Palma, where you've got kilometres after a kilometre of promenade, which is all just perfectly flat. It's just really nice to walk along. So so I decided I would come this side as I've driven Anita into Palma to meet Yvonne. I thought I may as well carry on, go a little bit further and see what's going on this side. It looks like I'm a bit early for some of the places to even open up yet, but hopefully as I walk along I'll be able to find somewhere I can stop to have a coffee. And on this side, the lifeguards have got these yellow huts on these wooden stands. I'm just wondering what will happen in a few weeks' time when the season ends. I'm just imagining they're just going to take those down, put them in storage somewhere and bring them out in the next season. It's quite breezy, and it's an offshore breeze, so it's if you're out there it's blowing onto the sea. It seems a bit squally, and when I was looking at the weather forecast a couple of days ago, it did actually say that there could be rain today. Well, we've got lovely blue skies, but we do have wind, and that was the other thing that was mentioned in the weather forecast. It's going to be quite breezy, so temperature's still pretty good, 25, 26 degrees. It's going to be really, really quite nice, and with the breeze it actually makes it nice for me to do the walk. I'm just walking towards the airport now, and I can see in the distance the airplanes coming into land, so I'm going to carry on walking and find somewhere to sit and just watch the planes come in, I think. far as Anita's arrival was concerned, she came back from Bristol, and that all seemed to run quite well. One unusual thing she said, as far as checking in at Bristol, she did check some luggage in, and she was flying with EasyJet, and it's become completely self-service. So you have to do everything yourself. You print off your own luggage tickets and you stick it on the suitcase yourself, and then put it on the conveyor belt and send it off yourself. So I think that's probably a sign of things to come in other places. We have had it once before somewhere, and I can't remember. It may well have been Bristol, because we do use Bristol Airport quite a lot. It's very convenient for Somerset. But yeah, we don't usually check baggage in, so I guess that may be a reason we haven't seen it. So, restaurant bar open, doing coffees. I'm going to walk a little bit further yet though. And I've got my water bottle in the car, and this is a place where you can fill it up for free. We've no swim this morning. We did go for a swim yesterday, and lovely beach in Portalsnaus. And there's a few people in the sea here already, and lovely clear waters. Nice to see the authorities here looking after the promenade, getting it nice and clean, a bit of jet washing. I'll just move over so I don't get wet. See the van, it's Maya. Maya is the company that looks after the water and refuse in the Palma area, which is what we're in now. And the building across the road there, right by the sea, is El Bungalow, and it's still there. It did have a demolition order on it some time ago, but it's still there, and they're still arguing the case that it shouldn't be knocked down. It's been there forever, and it's been providing a great service. It's got a clientele that are very passionate about it, but the issue is that it is built right onto the beach area, and just along here we've got these little sandy beaches. Another plane coming in. There's going to be planes coming in every couple of minutes now, I would imagine. Remains here of other things that have been constructed here in the past. The authorities now have become very concerned about people encroaching on the sea area. They did actually have a law which said you couldn't build anything within 100 metres. There have been a few cases recently where perhaps not building so much as laying concrete on the rocky shores have caused a little bit of upset. It's another one of those little sandy beaches. This walkway is also very popular as it's flat with cyclists which isn't a problem for most of it, but just in this particular area as we go around this little sandy beach, it is quite narrow, and so you just have to watch yourself as you go around. Not all of the beaches have got lifeguards, but this one does, which is quite nice to see. And there's a little bit of a breakwater as well there, which just adds that little extra protection to the area and the beach, so that there aren't any really big waves, and also will have some effect on any beach erosion that might occur. There's not a lot in the way of currents here to be concerned about. A lot of these bikes are electric bikes as well. In fact, I think nearly all of those that have just gone past me were all electric bikes. El Peñón. One of the very few hilly bits on this particular promenade. It's a lovely, calm, sunny day out. We've been here in the past when the waves have been smashing against these rocks. But it's lovely, it's calm, and the water is clear. Absolutely beautiful. See, if I just pan around this side, you can see it's largely residential. We've not got a coastline full of big hotels. It's apartments, villas, bungalows. Bit of damage there. See another little sandy beach. These are the houses here, just in a prime position. Days like today, it's beautiful. You do have to think though, during the stormy times, it might not be so beautiful. Plane coming in. When it's calm like this as well, you can see some more. I'm not sure whether it's construction or excavation, where they may have been taking the rock to actually build things, or whether something was actually built there. Stone here, the local stone's cut out and used for building. There are signs of it there on the side there, it has been cut out. And it makes sense, doesn't it, to use the local materials. So if you're a cyclist, you're told to go that way. If you're a pedestrian, you can risk walking this way, which is there's a boardwalk which I've been over many times before, in various states of repair and disrepair. In some parts it's been changed, and it's now a proper tiled path. Just round the corner it was always a boardwalk. It looks as though that might have been upgraded. Yeah, so this was in a very poor condition on a previous walk, but it's now absolutely spot on. So a TUI plane comes into land. Now this is the area where it is quite rocky, and actually getting into and out of the sea would be quite tricky most of the way along here. These incredibly uneven rock formations are, well, for me, impossible to walk on. They're just ankle breakers. But they've got some nice little ponds, little pools, little seawater pools which dry up and form the crystals, and have maybe some signs of marine life. I'm just looking out in the distance. You can see lots and lots of small yachts, and another aeroplane coming in, of course. So we get now to Cala Gamba. In the past, Anita and I have stopped here and gone up to the cafe at the top there, which is the Cala Gamba Club Nautico Cafe, and I think we've even had breakfast up there. That's the entrance. You have to go up the steps. So over recent years, the Club Nautico here has been expanded and developed, and is really starting to look very nice, and I imagine very popular. Again, all around here is private apartments, private houses, not your regular tourist spot. A little bit of work here, aren't there? Planting a tree. Got a machine working there. Looks about a bit like something straight out of Thunderbirds. Here's some dry standing boats that have come out of the water. They can be repaired, they can be painted. Easier to work on once they're out of the water. tiny little beach here, Cala Gamba, but it's never looked very inviting. The mixture of sand and seaweed, sometimes even a little bit smelly. Seems all right at the moment. But is used a lot because kayakers come, and it's how they get into the water, one of the ways they can get into the water. Another quiet little bay. You can see the fish swimming in the sea here. Quite small ones. In front of us, right in front, is the hospital. This is the Sant Joan de Déu, and it specialises in traumatology and rehabilitation, and they do some small operations there. And it's where I go every now and again to have my knees checked. Another plane coming in. SAS, that one. There's another plane coming in right behind it. They start to stack up, and they line themselves up, and quite lucky today that they're coming in this way. Sometimes they'd be coming in over the land and taking off this way. And here they're coming into land. Jet 2. It's a little sandy beach area here. You quite often see people who are in the hospital being brought out so that they can be wheeled usually along the promenade here. It's a lovely spot to get some fresh air, hear the sea and waves lapping. and get some sunshine. So that's the hospital over there. There is an awful lot of tiny little boats on the horizon. Well, they look tiny from here. That's another plane comes in. Giant cast iron sculpture. There's another plane comes into land. There's a whole sitting area here with a bit of shade where you can take advantage of the vantage point and just watch the planes coming in, which is what I intend to do for a few minutes. Well, I've just been sitting for a while watching the aeroplanes and just come round, just round the headland a little bit. In the distance there, excuse me, you've got Cala Gamba, Portichal, and eventually then you get to the Playa de Palma. But I'm going to be starting on my way back. So be water skiing out there, and even more sailing yachts on the horizon. While I've been sitting down, I've been joined by lots of people who've been just stopping to take in the sights, take some photographs, or simply to watch the aeroplanes as they fly almost overhead. There's yet another one coming in. Something about these great iron birds in the sky, isn't there? Just the miracle of how they actually fly with Hundreds of people on board. It's an EasyJet one. Well, I'm going to start making my way back just along the promenade again, looking at it, I suppose, from a different direction now. Still got largely blue skies, just a few wispy clouds, and it's going to gradually get warmer and warmer. So I don't want to be walking around when it's too hot. Just on this side, and they might hear the hum. There's a water treatment plant right by the sea. As I was walking along here, there were 3 patients from the hospital sitting enjoying the views. Somebody's lost a shoe. Sometimes they've come from yachts where they got washed overboard and they come drifting in and land on the beach and somebody picks them up. Well, not many people in the sea, but there is one lone snorkeler that I can see out there. Oh, it was nice and refreshing. I managed to stop for a coffee on this little expedition. I'm nearly back at the car now. The beach is certainly beginning to fill up. 11:30. It's one of these adult gyms here. Nice to see that people are making use of it. I'm almost back now to where I started when I was talking about the camper vans in prime position here on this promenade. Well, it's been a lovely walk, nice temperature, not too hot, but I'm going to go off on my way home now. So thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.